She's up in heaven. She's up in heaven. She's up in heaven. She's up in heaven. Just talk about my great grandmother, folks. So we're gonna work on our Biscayne today. And I got a few things off of it. I was able to get the grill off, and we're going to get lucky. And guess what? After 5 auto, we're going to be able to straighten our grill here. I'll show you. We're going to be able to straighten it. I straightened it and tweaked it a little bit. So we tweaked it a little bit right in here in this kind of area. I think we're going to be okay. I mean, it's still a little pushed in right here. Just a little bit pushed in still. But it's not terrible. But this grill is fairly good. I mean, it's fairly decent. And I still got to get all these little brackets off here. And I did not want to take the chance. There's a 1/2-inch bolt right here. And I did not want to take the chance and try and get that off because it's going to twist the whole grill up. And you don't want to do that. So I figured I'd take the time with it, and we will go through and we'll get these brackets off. Maybe I'll probably just cut these bolts off and then just paint these brackets separately. And the brackets ain't perfect, but I think they're usable enough to where we can come up with something. I'll tell you what, I did pretty good on these brackets. Yeah, I cut these off pretty good, so we're going to be okay. And they're not a big deal. No big deal to make those, but I think our grill's going to be really nice. And we got this little piece right here. Little parts like this are very hard to find, and it's just very hard to find. So I think it's going to be awesome. I think we're going to be able to straighten our grill a little bit, and you got to be careful with aluminum because it is brittle over time. And you start messing with it too much, bad things can happen. I did get our hood latch off, and like I said, it's got a little bit of rot in here, but it's actually, believe it or not, it's still usable. It's not perfect, but it's still usable. And believe it or not, we'll clean it up. But I do have another replacement one for it. And then I figured out our hood latch. I put our bolts back in. These are our original bolts. And the rest of them, the reason why I went through and cut a lot of these bolts off is just too many issues trying to get them out. And it's a lot faster that way. And I did play with it a little bit in the first video. And we got off a few more bolts since then. But it's not a whole lot of the stuff that's coming apart. But we have a spring right here. And this spring goes on this hook right here. And this is what's kind of left of it. So it ties in right here at the second bottom down here, and then it actually comes around and hooks right here. So that's for this spring. And then the other spring, where was it at? It's over on this side right here. And then you can see this is the actual latch to open the hood. And then it has the spring goes right here, and then it connects over here. So 2 of our springs will have to be replaced. It's only 2 springs anyway. But this hood latch does work. It's not bent up or anything. It looked worse than what it was. And I just figured I would show that. So I did oil it up a little bit. That was a couple years ago. I had to oil up again. But we got lucky on that. So we got lucky. We got our grill off. And believe it or not, I actually did go through and straighten that radiator support up a little bit. I pushed it back a little bit. And if we could push the top of it down, we might be able to save it. And I'm going to try and save it, I do have a replacement that we're going to put on here. But this is the original radiator support that was on the car. And I'd like to save it if I can. So we'll go from there. So I'm going to go through and cut a couple more of these bolts off and try to get this thing out of here. And we'll go from there. It's kind of raining a little bit today, so we ain't got to worry about Halen's garage. It's like you're a very brave man. Yes, I am, buddy. I'm a very brave man. Using a grinder and cutoff wheel in our field here. Let's get out of here. Yes. Chop, chop, get her done. Let's get her done here. I'm going to cut these couple bolts off, and I'm trying to talk a little louder here. That way y'all can hear me here. I apologize, the generator is running in the background. But we're going to go through and get a couple more of these bolts off. We're going to get this thing out of here. At least now, this thing was pushed up, so I did push it back a little bit. So hopefully we can get it out. And then this side looks pretty decent here. So our headlight's pretty straightened out here. But we got some issues going on right here still, so it's gonna be interesting. Saving those for last. So anyway, let's get to it here. And I'll tell you what, let's start on this side. Off, nothing up there. Let's see, what do I do with it? Okay. Always come prepared. Don't be like me, never be prepared here. It might come off. Let me cut it off here. Rusty old bolts. Alrighty. Get on the right side. burnt my shirt up. Will it come out? Will it come out? Yeah, ready. Pretty mangled up. Is that rust? Hey, it's like rust. What the heck is this? It's like undercoat. Are these supposed to be on here? I didn't know it had shims. Is that rust? Huh. Look, it's on the top radiator support. That's interesting. That's not terrible. Alright, you got another one put off here. Okay. Get this out of here. Oh, I gotta show this. This is pretty hot. Cool. You're not gonna be able to see it. You can kind of see it. It's not hot. Yeah, I know. I was trying to work on that because we got to get. There we go. We had to get our radiator mounts out, and we got that side out, and we got that side out. So we got. Makes it nice. Cut the bolts. Makes it a lot easier. How hot is it? Let's see. Ah, here we go. So this piece right here went behind that on both sides. So remember that. I guess it's like a shield. Well, next up, I want to get our headlights off. Let's see. What's left of our bushing. It's a little warm, a little bit toasty. It's probably gonna be hot. Yeah, it's got these weird bolts on it. That's for the radiator support, but see, you weren't getting that off. That's why I cut the bolts. You know, I gotta hurry up because we gotta get the hood back on here, so that we don't ruin our good 503 big block here. Yep. So we got everything broke apart. So the inner fenders ain't terrible. They look worse than what they were. These are just the flexible kind, you know. But not terrible. Typical rot right in there. Look at that. We're going out of focus. Okay. Got the typical rot right in there. So it's just not terrible, but it's fixable. I will fix that. And then this side is not too bad. It's not terrible. We got a little bit in it, but headlight buckets are questionable. Oh, okay. So this piece goes, or is that the headlight bucket? I don't know. I've seen they reproduce these now, so I'm just trying to figure that out. I thought the headlight buckets were all one piece. Apparently not. It's gonna be interesting getting all that apart. This will come off easy. And I'm gonna take my time too. I did unplug a lot of this wiring back in 2016, and I will, you know, pop all this back out. This car's got all the original wiring on it, and the original wiring on this car, believe it or not, is like perfect. I mean, look at this wiring. I mean, it's not cut up or anything. All of it's marked. Well, I say marked, but all of it is color coded, and it's pretty crazy. But the wire harness on this car is very, very nice. So I unplugged it there, and all that was done back in 2016. But that's what you do, you know, you take your time with this stuff, and it makes it nice, because then you can get the same gauge wires and get the same color wires, and you can go back in here and rewire the car. And you can always rewire your car a lot cheaper than what you can buy a harness for, in my personal opinion. Because a car like this, manual brakes, manual steering, 3 on the tree. It's really non-AC car. It's really not that much on this car. I mean, basically it's just lights, and make it start, make it charge, and getting power to the ignition on our coil there, and that's pretty much about it. So, and we are going to take and put a dual master cylinder on here. That will go for safety reasons. So, and we're also going to work on repairing our dash. I will take the windshield out of this car. I mean, it's just sitting in there. But we're going to go in here and fix this dash, weld it back in like it's supposed to be. And then we'll very carefully sit our windshield off to the side. And we'll figure out something about it. That windshield's not going to be cheap. That's a shame. That windshield was perfect, but that's alright. And I had this hood fill on me almost twice. Well, actually fell on me once. But that's alright. Believe it or not, this radiator support actually doesn't look too bad. So it's actually not as rotted as what I thought it was. So I think it could possibly be straightened. I think it could. Yeah, typical rot there, but that can be made. So I'm going to save this radiator support. And I think we're going to try and fix this. Nothing else. I will come in here and we'll straighten this out as best as we can. And I'm going to keep this for a spare, because these cars, just like our 57 Plymouth here, keep the parts. Don't throw that away because it's mangled up. I'm going to try and straighten it. The rest of it, I mean, look at the rest of it. It looks pretty darn good. Almost thinking about just straightening this thing and fixing the rot and putting it back on. What do y'all think? I don't know, but we gotta have fun fixing that. But I can't figure out what's going on with this bumper here. Okay, obviously the fender's fine. Nice line there. This is bent. The fender looks okay. What the heck is going on here? I know it's rotted out, but I cannot figure out why this is sitting like that. But yet you look at this side and it's sitting pretty much where it's supposed to be. And it being mangled up, but yeah, I'm just gonna try and pull it out a little bit, but that's okay. We'll wait. We'll pull it off the car. And that's a shame. This side all through here is good, but this side is messed up. I think I'm going to take After 5 Auto's advice here. I think I'm going to get me a body hammer and get me a rubber mallet and wrap this thing up in a rag and try and straighten this. I mean, you can't really make it worse, other than unless you break it. But and yeah, they are T3s. I'm sure the second you go to test them, they'll pop and blow right off the bat. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they'll last. But I'm not going to plug them up. Maybe later, but I don't feel like blowing them. But alright, so I'm gonna sit my hood back on here. It's getting dark on me here. It's starting to rain again. And I don't want to drag this out too long of a video, but I'm getting a little hungry here. I want to get me something to eat. And I wanted to make the video. And just wanted to do something a little positive here. I had to get on this car a little bit. It's been a kind of a rough past week, and I made that little video, and that's why I wanted to work on this car. So it's been kind of a rough week. So love you, Granny. So anyway, we're gonna work on this car, and we're gonna get back on it. So she's in heaven. Granny's in heaven. See y'all later. Bye.